more and more people are looking to lead more sustainable and relaxed lives. Many have decided to live amongst the trees in these beautiful tree houses. Join me as we take a look at 15 of the most impressive tree houses in the world. Number 15. Treehouse above San Francisco Bay. If you're going to San Francisco, be sure to wear flowers in your hair. You're going to meet some gentle people there. Those lyrics will definitely be ringing through your head when you see the treehouse above San Francisco Bay. It's found high above the brush in Burlingame, California. This quaint little treehouse is the perfect destination for couples or anyone just looking to get away from it all, and maybe even to live out some unfulfilled childhood fantasies. The San Francisco Bay is quite beautiful, and many people don't realize that the surrounding woods are just as breathtaking. So why not build a treehouse here to give people the best views possible? The treehouse above San Francisco Bay is small, but certainly gets the job done and lets you glamp to your heart's content. But what makes this treehouse so special is that it's entwined with the world around it, with tree branches weaving their way in and out of the house on all sides as it sits in the 150-year-old oak tree. It's truly a fairy tale come to life, and postcards from here will never do it justice. Number 14. Out and About Treehouse Treesort. You can't talk about hippie hideaways without delving into the Oregon scene. Out and About Treehouse Treesort is exactly what it sounds like. It strips down the fancy resort and gives it a natural spin to create an idyllic retreat up in the trees. Let's just say that this place is absolutely tremendous. The resort is made of a series of tree houses, each with their own unique twist and offering plenty to do, so that you never need to go back to the hustle and bustle of city life. So when you're not pretending to be a hobbit in your woodland abode, there's horseback riding, swimming, and even ziplining to keep you occupied and help you get back in touch with nature. And if he had to pick one, I think that Treesort would definitely be Henry David Thoreau's favorite hotel. And since all of the rooms are high above in the thick branches of the forest, every building is connected via a series of swaying bridges. This place is absolutely awesome. Number 13. Bird's Nest Treehouse. The Swedes love nature, and who can blame them? The country's home to vast expanses of green pastures and thick woods, so why not utilize the beauty and make a solid treehouse? The Bird's Nest Treehouse is unlike any other treehouse you'll see, if you can even find it, that is. The Bird's Nest Treehouse is perfectly camouflaged to make it look as natural as possible, covered in twigs and branches just like a bird's nest. It is the perfect mix of natural beauty and human cleverness. And while it may just look like a mass of sticks from the outside, the inside can get pretty chic, offering a cozy and smooth interior. It's got some serious class, including a restroom, a bar, and even a spa. Don't judge a book by its cover, or even a treehouse for that matter. The interior is gorgeously crafted with shiny wooden panels, a retractable staircase, a living room, and even separate bedrooms for when you need some alone time to reflect on the quiet of nature. Number 12. Tetsu Treehouse. Although much of Japan may be associated with the neon dreams of something like Blade Runner, so much more of the country and culture is about nature. Many people here have been able to strike a balance with the country's modernization and their Shinto roots, believing that nature still has a power and presence in our everyday lives. Terunobu Fujimori is a profound Japanese architect and designer known for embodying this mindset in his creations, and his Tetsuo Treehouse is really a prime example. His treehouse in Hokuto, Japan is one of a kind, sitting right amidst the cherry blossom trees for which the country is known for. The treehouse is situated atop a lone cypress tree surrounded by pink hues of the blooms from the cherry trees. It's just stunning, and the surroundings will have you regurgitating poetry in no time at all. From the outside, the Tetsu Treehouse has a very minimal look, but the interior is just as stunning. The interior walls are incredibly smooth, and the floors resemble traditional tatami mats, while the ceiling looks like it's held up by the perfect sanded-down trees acting as columns. Make sure to pay this place a visit during the next cherry blossom season. You won't be disappointed. Number 11. Secluded Treehouse. They really knew what they're doing when they named this next whimsical entry on our list. The Secluded Treehouse in Atlanta, Georgia is just that. It's made of 3 rustic-looking cabins situated far away from just about everything and opt for a less flashy, more down-home look. And even though it looks like it's a home to a 200-year-old witch or wizard, it can be rented out by anyone for the weekend. Just don't expect to find any restaurants around here. You're pretty much on your own at the Secluded Treehouse, which isn't always a bad thing. The 3 cabins are all connected by the suspended rope bridge decorated with hanging lights to make it look like a fairy tale come true at night. The treehouses here consist of just one single room to act as both the living room and the bedroom, which has a built-in deck overlooking the green property. But there's one house here that has a bed on wheels, so you can roll that thing out onto the deck and sleep under the stars, listening to the sweet sounds of, well, peace and quiet. Number 10. Treehouse Lodge. So far, we've seen treehouses in Europe and the United States, which tend to have some cooler, drier forests and woodlands. So now it's time to get tropical. The Treehouse Lodge in Costa Rica is pretty close to the seashore, so not only are you getting the lush vegetation of Punta Uva, but you're feeling that sea breeze on your face the entire time too. The charming Treehouse Lodge should be on any traveler or nature lover's bucket list. And unlike the previous entries on our list, this Central American treehouse is made primarily of bamboo and thatch. It's amazing how building materials change depending on where in the world you are and what culture you've encountered. It allows each designer to put their own homebred spin on things, and gives you a different feel wherever you go. And just because you're living in the trees for a bit doesn't mean that you have to give up the comforts of home. Not here. Because this Treehouse Lodge offers all sorts of activities like ziplining, canopy tours, and even surfing down at the beach. And don't forget about the hot tub, because if you're going to be in a tropical treehouse, then you're going to need to relax as best you can. Number 9. Cypress Valley Treehouses. They say everything is bigger in Texas, but then what about the treehouses? Well, the Cypress Valley Treehouses in Texas are some of the coziest little treehouses you'll ever see. But instead of just offering a handful of these wooden structures, Cypress Valley is made up of a network of 25 treehouses. And despite the fellow guests, there's still a feeling of seclusion and quiet here. But you have to hand it to the developers, because this place looks like it's been built by the fairest of the Tolkien's elves. The Cypress Valley treehouses are built in one of the best locations in the state, surrounded by not only the dense forest as far as the eye can see, but there are plenty of lakes here too that will make you forget all about the hustle and bustle of big city life in a flash. It's the perfect place to go exploring for the day and tune out the rest of the world. They've even also created an intricate steel canopy here, so while you can still see the blue sky perfectly, it helps to add the elven retreat feel. It's also an incredibly Instagram-worthy if you're into that sort of thing, but I recommend putting down the phone in a place like this to soak it all in. Number 8. Moosemeadow Lodge and Treehouse. Of course Vermont is going to make it on the list. The state may have some of the best cheddar cheese and syrup, and it's even home to the beloved Ben & Jerry's ice cream, but they've also got some solid nature as well, and the Moosemeadow Lodge and Treehouse lets you take full advantage of that. It's a great idea, and really takes the idea of a treehouse to the next level. It's got the look and feel of a lodge, and not only sits on stilts, but there are nice thick, healthy trees making their way in and out of the structure as well. It looks like the front of a postcard or even the setting of an old children's book, but luckily for the rest of us, the Moosemeadow Lodge is the real deal. And while the majority of the views here are going to be overlooking the gorgeous Vermont forest, there's also the stream. As you can imagine, this treehouse is made of gorgeously lacquered wood, but the rooms also include full kitchens, a fireplace, and are all adorned with taxidermied animals. If Teddy Roosevelt were around today, Moosemeadow would probably be his favorite vacation destination. Number 7. The Hemloft Treehouse. Now it's time to get a little funky. The Hemloft Treehouse is nestled in an awesome little secret hideout in the woods of British Columbia and is the ultimate hippie hideaway. The treehouse itself is built deep into the woods and pretty high up, but the design is unlike anything we've seen so far today. That's because it looks like a massive egg sitting amongst the trees. But the Hemloft Treehouse isn't part of some giant lodge. Because of its simple design, it was made by just one man, a carpenter by trade. The project is just a 5-minute walk from the road, but it's built in such a precarious location that if you don't know about it, then chances are you're not going to find it. The Hemloft is incredibly small and the interior is very bare bones, so this gorgeous structure is probably best suited for folks who don't mind camping out, and for people who don't mind heights. Number 6. Enchanted Forest's Castle Treehouse. Canada is home to all sorts of lush and gorgeous nature, so it would make sense that plenty of people have built homes amongst the trees. But what about a castle? Well, the Castle Treehouse in British Columbia is probably one of the coolest structures of any kind that you'll see, and it was all made with human hands. It's another treehouse that looks like it's home to a woodland fortune teller who knows the secrets of the universe. It's located in the aptly named Enchanted Forest. It's the tallest of its kind in the area, offering visitors 3 stories of magic. And sure, the place looks whimsical from the outside, but the inside is no different. It's full of more than 300 hand-carved wooden figurines, and as you would imagine, the roof is made of giant trees. Once you just walk onto the ground, you will never ever want to leave, and I don't blame you. Number 5. Lion Sands Kingston Treehouse. If you're hanging out in a treehouse in the forest, then chances are you're gonna have a run-in with some of the local wildlife. Sure, there are the smaller woodland critters like birds and bugs, but you may even catch a glimpse of some deer or foxes. But when you're staying at the Lion Sands Kingston Treehouse in South Africa, it's a whole other ballgame. This treehouse sits high in the Kruger National Park, and it's unlike any other. Instead of offering you a space with 4 walls all made of wood, the Lion Sands Kingston Treehouse offers more of a modern yet minimalistic take on the idea. This treehouse is totally open air, acting as more of a deck, not only letting you sleep under the vast sky, but also offers the most breathtaking savanna sunrise and sunsets, and the entire structure is made of glass and timber. The Lion Sands Treehouse offers a more modern take on a classic, but the icing on the cake here is the savanna stretching out down below. Number 4. Playa Viva. Playa Viva in Guerrero, Mexico is truly a place like no other. This Mexican treehouse adopts more of a long cylindrical design instead of your everyday treehouse, and expands on the idea of an open layout by being made of 3 walls instead of 4. That open-air plan gives you some of the best views on the beach that money can buy. There's even a small cactus patch that we dare you to find anywhere else in the world. Playa Viva is made up of 8 of these treehouse suites, all sitting on stilts among the gorgeous palm trees. And the best part here is that the entire place focuses on sustainability, running on solar energy, and highlighting and employing the talents of the local artisans. It's a different kind of nature here, with an on-site farm where they grow their own mangoes, coconuts, tomatoes, and cashews. So while some other treehouses are gonna give you those woodland fairy tale vibes, Playa Viva is just a straight-up paradise along the coast. There's even a sea turtle sanctuary here. It's another place that once you stay here, you'll never want to go back home again. Number 3. Nothofagus Hotel. We have officially entered the big leagues with the next entry on this list. Located in the Huilo Huilo Biological Reserve in Chilean Patagonia is the stunning Nothofagus Hotel. Another structure that looks like it was made for elves by elves, the hotel offers 55 rooms, most likely making this place the largest treehouse complex in the world. And the lobby alone is enough to take your breath away. Just about everything here is crafted out of wood, and to get to the top floor, don't take the stairs. Instead, you walk up the winding wooden ramp that circles around the tree rooted in the middle. Just about every room has a killer view of the forest around you. So the only real catch here is that because there are so many rooms, you're sharing the scenery with about 100 other people. But it's so easy to get lost here that may not matter in the end. But if hanging out in nature isn't necessarily your thing, that's okay, because the hotel offers all sorts of luxury amenities like the spa and on-site restaurant, and plenty of biking, hiking, and horseback riding. There's something here for everybody, making it one of the best options for all levels of nature lovers. Number 2. Free Spirit Treehouses. It's time to get funky again. Massive treehouse complexes are awesome, but the Free Spirit Treehouses offer something a little more otherworldly without having to leave the Earth's atmosphere. Located in Qualicum Beach, British Columbia, the Free Spirit Spheres are always available to rent, but they're even on the market to be bought if you're looking to add some extra quirkiness to your life. These small, minimal spherical treehouses are just 1 room, and they're all accessible through the outdoor spiral staircase that makes their way around a tree trunk, leading to a small personal suspension bridge. And luckily, these Free Spirit treehouses aren't too high up, so if you do have a little misstep, you'll be just fine. These small spheres are made with local materials, including spruce and fiberglass, and many of the interiors are adorned with indigenous paintings, so the folks inside can really connect with the land and get a little bit of a history lesson as well. These futuristic-looking Free Spirit treehouses are a great way to combine luxury living with eco-friendly minimalism. Number 1. Aura House. Although it may be overrun with tourists and expats, all wealthier than the indigenous population, Bali is a tropical paradise full of rich history, culture, food, and architecture. And in the bamboo forest along the Ayong River just 30 minutes south of a hipster haven, Ubud, is the Aura House. Part of the Green Village development, the Aura House is unlike anything you've ever seen. This treehouse combines sheer magnificence with sustainability, having been crafted by local bamboo and surrounded by lush Indonesian jungle. This 3-story treehouse houses 2 ensuite bedrooms, a kitchen, and in true Balinese fashion, an open-air living room totally clad in bamboo and decorated with locally handcrafted furniture. The wraparound terrace here is made of, you guessed it, bamboo, and offers one of the best views of the Ayong River around. And don't forget the private pool. The Aura House in Bali is the perfect place for anyone looking to fulfill their Eat, Pray, Love jungle palace fantasy. Watch our binge-watching playlist if you'd like to watch all of our most popular top 15 videos. Grab a drink, grab a snack, and get ready to binge.